The Power of Two, a global message for all people created by God. In the world we live in, we encounter the number two constantly. It's more than just a number, it represents choice, balance, and duality. The principle of two is built into the fabric of life itself, influencing our actions, decisions, and even our spiritual journey. Two leads and controls the world. At the core of human existence, there are always two paths, two options, two kingdoms. The world is shaped by these contrasting forces, and it is up to each one of us to decide which side we will follow. Two kingdoms, the kingdom of light versus the kingdom of darkness. There are two kingdoms in this world, the kingdom of light, which belongs to God, and the kingdom of darkness, which represents evil and separation from Him. This contrast is universal and timeless, cutting across all nations, cultures, and people. The kingdom of light is about goodness, truth, and love, everything that aligns with God's will. When we choose this kingdom, we align with eternal life, joy, and peace. The kingdom of darkness symbolizes sin, evil, and rebellion against God. It pulls people away from their true purpose, leading them into deception, conflict, and suffering. Colossians 1 verses 13 to 14. For He has rescued us from the dominion of darkness and brought us into the kingdom of the Son He loves, in whom we have redemption, the forgiveness of sins. The choice. Every person is given the freedom to choose which kingdom they will serve. There is no neutrality. Either we stand with God in light, or we fall into darkness. Each decision we make brings us closer to one kingdom or the other. The number two also illustrates the balance between power and powerlessness in this world. From the time of creation, God has given humans the ability to exercise power, but true power is found in Him. Earthly power often revolves around money, influence, and control. This type of power is temporary, and those who hold it may exploit the weak and marginalized. Divine power, however, is eternal. It is shown through humility, service, and love. God's power is not for domination, but for uplifting those who are powerless in society. Through faith, the seemingly powerless can experience the power of God working in their lives. 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9. But He said to me, My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. The choice. Do we seek worldly power and abandon the needs of the powerless, or do we align with God's power, helping the weak, serving others, and growing spiritually? The decision we make reflects our inner priorities. The Ten Commandments. Two parts, one law. The number two even reflects the structure of God's moral law, the Ten Commandments, which can be divided into two sections. The first four commandments focus on our relationship with God. First commandment. You shall have no other gods before me. Second commandment. You shall not make for yourself a carved image. Third commandment. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. Fourth commandment. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. The last six commandments focus on our relationship with other people. Fifth commandment. Honor your father and your mother. Sixth commandment. You shall not murder. Seventh commandment. You shall not commit adultery. Eighth commandment. You shall not steal. Ninth commandment. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. 10th commandment. You shall not covet. Exodus 20 verses 1 to 17. Here, God delivers the 10 Commandments, showing how we are called to live in harmony with Him and with one another. The choice. God gave us these laws not as a restriction but as a guide to live a righteous life. We can choose to live by these commandments, showing love to God and others, or we can choose to disregard them and face the consequences. The two choices are clear: obedience and life, or disobedience and separation from God. 2. Eternal paths. Finally, life itself presents us with two ultimate choices: life or death, salvation or destruction. This is the most significant duality we face. God offers us eternal life through Jesus Christ, but it's up to us to choose whether we will accept that gift or reject it. Biblical reference. Deuteronomy 30 verse 19. This day I call the heavens and the earth as witnesses against you that I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose life, so that you and your children may live. The choice: will you choose life, following God, receiving His grace, and living according to His ways, or will you choose death by turning away from His offer of salvation? Conclusion: the power of choice. In every aspect of life, we are faced with two options: light or darkness, power or powerlessness, obedience or disobedience, life or death. These decisions shape our journey and destiny. The power is in our hands to choose the path that leads to eternal joy and peace in God's kingdom. God created us with the ability to make choices, but with that gift comes great responsibility. So, choose wisely. Every two in life matters. Idea of two throughout a broad message of spiritual and moral choice, making it both universal and deeply personal. Zalamgo Deal Mumi OKWI.